If you ignore this silence, you might never get another chance. Not later. Not eventually. This moment, right now, is deciding something fundamental about your future. Silence feels harmless. It feels empty. That's why most people underestimate it. They mistake it for a break, a pause, a moment to catch their breath. But silence is where opportunities expire without making a sound. It's where your potential either sharpens into a point or dissolves into nothing. It's the quiet room where your future is being negotiated. And if you're not paying attention, you're not even at the table. Think carefully about this. When was the last time everything slowed down in your life? A project ended, a relationship changed, or you simply found yourself with unscheduled time. In that kit, did you pause and listen? Or did you immediately distract yourself? Did you pick up your phone, turn on the televisión, or find some busy work to fill the void? Your answer to that question explains more about your current situation than you think. It reveals whether you use moments of stillness to recalibrate your direction, or to run away from the responsibility of choosing one. Most people don't lose their way in a dramatic, loud explosion. They don't crash and burn. They lose it quietly. They drift. They delay. They tell themselves, I'll get to it tomorrow, or I just need a little more time to think. They assume there will always be more time, more chances. Another opportunity just around the corner. Silence feeds that illusion. It makes you comfortable in the waiting, whispering that nothing is urgent, that you can afford to postpone the hard decisions. But that comfort is a trap, and the longer you stay in it, the harder it is to escape. People wait for clarity. They say, I'll make a move when I know exactly what to do, or I'm waiting for a sign. But clarity rarely comes first. It's not a gift you receive before you start. It's a reward you earn by taking action. What comes first is responsibility. It's the raw, unfiltered ownership of your current position. And silence is powerful because it strips away every excuse that a lack of clarity usually hides behind. When it's quiet, you can no longer blame the noise, the distractions, or the demands of others. All that's left is you and the choice you've been avoiding. When nothing external is pushing you, your true priorities begin to surface. What you choose to do in the quiet, when no one is watching, when there are no deadlines or expectations, that is who you really are without pressure. Do you drift towards learning something new, or towards mindless entertainment? Do you reach out to build a connection, or do you retreat further into isolation? Do you work on that project that matters to you, or do you let it gather dust? The silence doesn't judge you, but it does reveal you to yourself. Here is the part no one ever warns you about. Some of the most important doors in your life do unslam shut. They don't make a loud noise as they close, hoost, fade. The opportunity was there. The connection was possible. The path was open. But you waited. You hesitated. You thought you had more time. And slowly, quietly, the opening just disappears. By the time you notice it's gone, it's already too late. The moment has passed, and the silence you were sitting in was the sound of it closing forever. So be honest with yourself right now. Are you truly waiting for a sign, for some external signal to tell you what to do? Or are you avoiding a decision? Because in the vacuum of silence, waiting and avoiding feel identical. They both involve inaction. They both feel passive, but one is a state of hopeful anticipation, and the other is a state of fearful retreat. Only you know which one you're in, and the silence is forcing you to confront that truth. This quiet is a test, but it's not a test of your beliefs or your intentions. It's not about what you hope for or what you plan to do someday. Silence tests your discipline. What do you do when no one is there to correct you, to guide you, or to hold you accountable? Your actions, in that unfiltered space, are what define everything that happens next. It's the purest measure of your commitment to yourself. Quick question, and I want you to answer honestly in the comments. Do you treat silence as a pause or as a warning? Think about it. Is it just a break between the noisy parts of life? Or is it a signal that something needs your immediate attention? Most people only realize the difference when it's far too late. Stillness isn't passive. True stillness is intensely observant. Nothing escapes it. Especially your patterns, the way you talk to yourself, the excuses you repeat, the small actions you take or avoid every single day. Patterns always reveal outcomes long before those outcomes arrive. In the kit, You can finally see those patterns clearly, without the distortion of daily noise. You can see the trajectory you're on, and if you don't like where it's headed, the silence is your chance to change it. There's an ancient principle hidden in every major turning point of life. Direction doesn't repeat itself endlessly. It doesn't keep offering you the same choice over and over again. It appears, it waits for you to acknowledge it, and then it moves on, with or without you. The silence you're feeling right now, that is the waiting phase. The opportunity is here. The path is visible. But it will not wait forever. So many people assume that silence means permission to relax. They think it's a reward for their hard work, a signal to ease up. That assumption is incredibly expensive, because silence is not rest, it's assessment. It's assessment! It's the universe, or your own subconscious, taking stock of your position. It's a performance review for your soul, and what you do during this assessment determines your next assignment. Here's why silence feels so uncomfortable for so many of us. Silence removes noise. And what does noise do? Noise removes responsibility. When your life is loud and chaotic, it's easy to blame your lack of progress on your circumstances. But when everything goes quiet, there's nowhere left to hide from yourself. The only thing left in the room is your own potential and your choices. That raw exposure is terrifying, but it's also where all real growth begins. If this moment in your life feels heavy, if the silence feels crushing, it's not because something is wrong. It's because something is becoming narrow. An opportunity is shrinking. A window is closing. That feeling of pressure isn't a sign of failure. It's a final call to action before the option disappears completely. The heaviness is the feeling of time running out. Silence doesn't last forever, but it lasts just long enough to separate true urgency from mere seriousness. Many things in life are serious, but not all of them are urgent. Intikit. You discover what truly requires your immediate focus. You reforce to distinguish between the tasks that feel important and the one single action that is essential right now. Only true urgency survives the pressure of silence. In the end, it comes down to this. Some people will hear this, feel the truth in it, and act now. They will use the quiet to make the hard choice, to start the difficult project, to have the necessary conversation. Most people, however, will wait. They'll nod along, feel a momentary spark of motivation, and then let it fade as they return to their distractions. And later, time itself will decide who was right. The silence you are in now will remember what you chose. So don't ignore this quiet. Don't rush to fill it with noise. Don't numb it with distraction. Listen. Listen to what it's exposing about your habits, your fears, and your deepest desires. Pay attention to what it's trying to show you before it moves on, because the next moment won't waste its time explaining what this one tried to teach you. Silence never repeats its lesson in the same way twice. The opportunity you missed today will not come back in the same form tomorrow. If this message made you pause and think, like this video, and if you know you need to start paying attention this time, subscribe to the channel. More clarity is coming, but it will only arrive for those who didn't ignore the silence.